Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Farm Expert, your favorite game. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. We are playing Farm Expert. I'm currently in the process of unloading these. I jumped ahead, and as you saw, we were finished growing our tomatoes, and so I'm in the process of loading the wagons, getting everything out of the greenhouses and sold. I have $122,000. I did make an upgrade. I was using the fruit trailers and those little ones, and I was also using that little fruit tractor, and it kept sliding all over the place, and I couldn't stand it. I got really irritated with it. Now this tractor slides a little bit too, but I upgraded to a Brantner wagon. The only thing I find is it's really hard to get this to trigger, but it will load the carts on there. It doesn't hold as many as the two trailers, but it's close. So even after buying a new tractor, and I did keep the fruit farm tractor, that Valaparsa or whatever it's called, the Lollapalooza tractor, the fruit farm tractor. I kept it. It's parked over at my farm right now, but I'm going to use that for my orchards. I'm not going to buy another one. I figured it'd be stupid to sell it and then buy another one, so I just kept it. But this is going to be our greenhouse tractor for delivering loads. Plus, the other thing is it's a long way away to the place where you deliver these. And that other tractor, even though it could go fast, it would always roll off the road when you tried to go too fast. So this tractor handles the road work a little bit better. So I've decided that it is a better opportunity to do that. Let's see here. Oops. So we're going to load these trailers up. We'll finish doing the greenhouses, but you can see here it's hard to trigger where to get it on. Hold on one second here. I don't know. Someone's saying there's noise on my mic. It could be just the software that's turning the mic on and off. Like sometimes the auto, because I'm not hearing it on my end. I'm not hearing mic tapping going on. I'll go back and hear the recording. It'll be like... Could be an internet issue. But we're going to make a ton of money. I've already made... That first greenhouse was over $100,000 because this tractor's 24. The trailer... I bought two trailers by mistake, and I realized after I bought them both that I couldn't hitch them together. This has no hitch on the back, so you can only use one trailer at a time. So I had to return the other trailer for about a $5,000 loss. Plus the sale of those other two trailers, it ended up being about a $30,000 spend. And I had, I think, like $20,000 or $25,000 to start with. So you can see here I'm already up to almost 122. So I've made almost $100,000 and with buying $25,000 worth of stuff. So these warehouses are worth a ton of money. Now I do find that different trailer loads get you different amounts of money. And that's probably because these hold these trailers these boxes each hold a different amount of fruit. So or a different amount of tomatoes. Some people consider tomatoes fruit. I don't know. I don't know what's right or wrong there. I say yes because any kind of whatever comes off the plant is fruit. So you are it's okay to call a tomato fruit because it is actually fruit. I mean, wheat even. It's a grain, but that is the fruit of the plant. So, though it's not an encasing like that, the wheat. I guess it's a little different because wheat has like almost like a shell it's encased in, and it's just the seed. Whereas like a fruit plant would be like a tomato, cucumber, peppers, anything that has a fruit and then has seeds inside of them. So that's considered fruit. But it can be a vegetable. It's still considered a fruit, technically. It's so confusing. There we go. So you can see here, I'm having a hard time triggering it, but it works. It's not super easy to get it to trigger. So we're going to pop this here. I feel bad for my World of Tanks viewers. I haven't done World of Tanks in such a long time, and I was going to do it tonight, and I'm just kind of burned out. Black Chicken's not available until later. If he shows up, I may end up doing it, but I've just not been in a tanking mood lately, and I think it's because I'm so busy that I feel like I just want to relax. I don't feel like being competitive, but I've had dinner now, and I've had a bunch of coffee, so I'm wired. Hoping to be able to stay up till 2 o'clock tonight. I don't want to stay up too late because I have a wedding tomorrow. I need to be up at about 9. so I can get my lunch packed, because it sounds like they're not going to feed us tomorrow. And then get my gear, like my batteries are charging right now. I've been doing that all evening, getting all the cameras prepped for tomorrow. There we go. I'm going to put this on here. So this is not like super exciting material, but it is part of the farm. And we'll have plenty of money. Like I said, I think we're going to look at, first of all, getting a harvester. And we still need to buy a tipper or a couple tippers for our farm. And then I'd like to also start getting the fruit farm stuff together, or the orchard stuff together, so that we can start doing orchards. And we will... Oh, it's full. Most likely we will put the orchard by the fruit cell place. Like we'll put it right there, so I don't have to keep driving back and forth. We'll have to buy a second one of these tractors for the fruit farm so we can tow the boxes down. Let's see, I have to look at my map. Where are we going? Can make a left here. Now you'll see what I'm talking about. The fruit farm is actually pretty dang far away from where we are loading the greenhouse. And you can see here too, I'm not steering right now, but the weight of the trailer is actually pushing my tractor left and right. That gets a little irritating because it's like almost a little too much. But at least this tractor has the power to pull it up to 40 kilometers an hour, and we're not flipping all over the place while we're driving down the road. It just does it where we're, like at the end, it does it. So I can't turn. I have to like slow down before I turn, and that's realistic. Here we go. Now it's starting to really shove me around. I'm buffeting. I'm going to slow down to 30 kilometers an hour. It's probably a little more realistic anyway, right? There we go. Should probably turn my lights on too. So there's still no traffic in this game. I don't know if they're going to ever patch that in, but maybe not. It's all right. Most guys turn the traffic off in Farm Sim anyway, so it's probably the same thing here. Once again, this is, you know, I'm really enjoying this game. As I play it, I know a lot of people don't love it. And the graphics are kind of corny. I mean, it is. But it's actually, I really like the management aspect. And I like the fact that it's not, you know, the Farm Sim has changed that for the next version, though. For 2017, there's going to be no silage. So if you watched my soon-to-be-released video, which will come out before this but hasn't been released yet for those of you streaming, I did a video tonight going over the new stuff that's coming out in Farm Sim. One of the things that they've changed is that silage is no longer super easy, super amazing. So you're going to have to actually work to get your silage. And that's cool. I think that needed to be done. So it's not going to give you like millions of dollars now. It's going to be like basically in line with the other crops. And I think that that's going to be a cool thing. Kind of like this game. So you actually have to work your way up. You can't just buy stuff. However, this game now has the fruit farm, or the greenhouses, which kind of is like silage. But they're a lot of work, so I don't know. It's probably, in the long run, it ends up being about the same as doing the fields, but it's definitely lots, you know, I would say in some ways it's a little bit too easy, but this is a pain. Like, it takes me a long time to load these and get them over. I mean, I've been working, you can see here, I've got the clock at 2x speed. It is 2:30 in the afternoon. I started at 6 o'clock in the morning, so let's just say 6 to 2. We have, what is it, 8 hours? Let me think about this. 6 to 2. Well, 6 to noon is 6 hours. Yeah, so 6 to 2 would be 8 hours. So I've actually physically, in real life, spent 4 hours harvesting and now delivering the greenhouse goods, and I am not done. I'm not even halfway done yet with the delivery portion. So there's a lot of real life work that goes into, or real time that goes into this. So is it worth it? Yeah, but I mean, it takes the crops you grow, you plow, and then you just leave them, and then come back, you know, months later and get them. This is a lot of work. So is it worth it? Yeah, but it's, you know, it is still a lot of work. So here we are at the fruit cell point. My prediction is this trailer will be worth about $20,000. 32. Okay, I was way off. Boom. So you can see here we're making a ton of money with the fruit farm. That's good. We need the money because we're going to need to buy a harvester. So we need about $200,000 for the harvester. I'm not going to buy a big one this time. I bought a huge one in the first time I ran through, I'm going to get a little bit smaller harvester, and then we're going to look at get that fruit equipment too and see if we have enough money to start buying orchards and getting that started. It looks like there's a bunch of equipment you have to buy with the fruit farm. Like, oh, you're going to need a mower. You're going to need, I might buy that lawn tractor. I kind of like that thing. You're going to need to have a, like the sprayers for the herbicides and insecticides. I think you might be able to, you might be able to do it by aerial assault. Like you might be able to call in airplanes to do the fertilizing and stuff like that, but I don't know. We'll see. Hello, cows. Yeah. Back there. I don't have any cows of my own yet. This thing's all over the place. So anyway, this is what I have been doing. So I wanted to get you guys in here to see where we're at with the money and just kind of give you an update. Now, I'm probably not going to record all of my delivering the stuff. What we'll do is, before I buy any equipment, we'll come back in again and take a look at what I'm purchasing, why I'm purchasing it, and really kind of see how much money we have from the total harvest. So this is what's going on with the farm right now, though. So I wanted to, oh, so I get for trying to drive all fancy. Fine, I'll restrict myself to being in the tractor. Learn to drive. But anyway, that gives you an idea what's going on here. Basically, loading the cart, taking it back, loading it, taking it back, loading it, taking it back. Now, I wonder if that cuts through. That looks like it's actually a cut through there. Maybe I could go that way next time. Not that it really gets me much because I'm just coming here anyway, so. All right, folks, so I'm going to I'm going to stop the recording at this point, and I'm going to go ahead and keep unloading the fruit farm, but I just want to give you an update so you can kind of see where things are going. Once again, this series is going to be a little more abbreviated. As I work, I've been doing it in the evenings, like listening to Bible study and just working on this myself, and then I'll pick up the high points for the recording. And once again, this will be the last season, or it'll probably be a couple years, but this will be the last part of the recordings for this game. I probably will do a tutorial series a little bit more towards November when I have time to sit down and kind of go through what needs to be done, and I've kind of learned more about the game itself from my experiences. But we also have the farm sim coming out soon, so I'm going to be obviously putting a lot of time into that, and this game will probably kind of fall by the wayside at that point for a game that actually supports a controller. So anyway, guys, I will see you in a little bit. Probably will seem like no time to you. Here we go. All right, so I'm not sure where I left off, but we are almost finished with the fruit harvest. I figured I'd keep you around for a little bit now. I've been working handily. You can see here the sun is going down. It's about 6:32, 6:33. Once again, we're on double time, so I've actually spent a good probably 4 to 5 hours unloading these freaking greenhouses. It takes a long time to harvest this stuff, so you make a lot of money, but you work for it for sure. Once again, is it OP? It might be a little OP. Like if we want to compare it to, like, let's say Farm Sim and the silage issue, I would say this is kind of similar because I'm making now with silage though. I'll tell you what though, you work hard, you spend this much time on silage, you're going to make like $4 million, somewhere around there. With this game, you're making about 400,000. Actually, let's see. Once I'm done selling all the stuff, I can almost guarantee I will have hit $500,000. Because don't forget, I bought that tractor. The Alta was $25,000. That trailer was probably $20,000. So, and I bought a second one of these and I had to sell it. So I lost $5,000 there. So let's just say, rough estimate, I spent $40,000. And on top of that, we still have $387,000, and I haven't finished selling off the stuff in the last greenhouse. So we'll probably have 2 loads here from this greenhouse, or maybe even more. Probably 2, though, I think is what we're usually coming out with. So, I mean, we're just going to be, it might be under 500, but it's close. I mean, anyway, it's close to $500,000 to do this. And so the good news is we'll be able to, is that full? That's full, so we'll come back. Sorry, I'm yawning. I just got done with a wedding It's actually almost midnight. I've been home for about an hour. And was talking to Mark on the phone and getting this last greenhouse cleared out. We'll have to plant tomorrow morning, but we should have time to get another harvest in before the end of the year. We are going to need to buy a harvester. I've also had a lot of requests from people watching the channel asking me to get into the fruit farming. So I am going to honor that, and I will probably spend, I'm going to buy a harvester so that we can, I have to buy a harvester and a tipper, and then after that, we'll buy the fruit farming equipment. We'll get as much as we possibly can. However, we're still going to need to buy more stuff probably at the end of the fruit harvest. Now, the fruit harvest, it takes a year for your orchard to grow. So raspberries might be less, but we also need to buy a couple fields. So we're going to have to see how much money we have, and but we are going to go with the fruit farming route. People are definitely asking about that. And one of the things I'd like to do is I'm going to actually buy fields around the sell point so that I'm not having to drive, like, for example, this, where I have to drive all the way over to the sell point and then all the way back again with every stinking load. I have to go all over the place. This, if I plan it accordingly and I actually buy fields around the sell point, I can have my orchards right close to where the sell point is, and then just dump them off. Oh, I'm tired. And I have to go to bed soon because I have I'm playing guitar at church tomorrow morning, so that means I got to get up at 6:45, which is already like what? How many hours away now? Let's see. If I go to bed at 12:45, I'll get 6 hours of sleep. I have to get up at 6:45. So that's probably what I'll do. I might go earlier. Obviously, I'm sounding like I'm ready now. I want to get this warehouse cleared out, though, so we'll hang out for a little bit. Not the warehouse, the greenhouse. I keep calling them warehouses. I'm sorry, guys. I know Jade even called it a warehouse. She said, if you're going to do it, make sure you do the fruit farm in the warehouse. And I laughed, and I said, actually, I'm already doing it. And secondly, you called it a warehouse, too. They're greenhouses, not warehouses. And we both know that, but... oh, my. So here is the back road into the fruit farm sell point. We have some giant rocks that have outcropped over there. It's like a strange rock formation going on with a weird kind of rock for that kind of formation. Like, you could see that out in the desert. You'd see those kind of rocks, and they'd be, brownish sandstone. These look like granite, like they're bedrock, and but they're still like those weird shapes. Anyway, odd landscape. So the Alta has served me well. It was definitely worth the buy. And once again, we're loading this bigger cart now. But the tractor's super dirty, so we also need to buy, a cleaning station to maintain our tractors. So we'll take a look at some different things. We'll definitely do the cleaning station. I might buy a gas station. We'll see. But we also need to get some other stuff. These tractors need to be cleaned and maintained. 35,000 bucks. 422. Minus, let's say, the 40, so we're already almost to 500,000. So yeah, it's going to be just over $500,000. It's about $100,000 per greenhouse. So it's a nice take home. Definitely worth it. This is the right way to do this game. Had a funny thing happen to me at a wedding today. I was shooting a wedding, and there was this really, really pretty girl. Kind of looked like maybe my age or a little bit younger, but definitely close to my age. But I just kept thinking, man, that girl's so pretty. And then we were in the reception, like during the dancing part where everybody was dancing. And, of course, we're there photographing everybody. And she's at her table, and she keeps looking at me. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, she's like laughing and looking at me and talking to her friend. And like, I'm like, okay, I don't think she's attracted to me, but it was just one of those things where I'm like, wow, that's kind of interesting. And so I'm, getting a little self-conscious. Like, she kept, every time I look over, she'd be looking at me and laughing. I'm like, what is my fly down or something? You know, like start checking my pants. You know. What's up, Ryan?
Something really funny I was going to tell you that I remember downstairs,
Oh,
but I don't remember what it was.
funny or like strange? Okay.
I thought you would have thought it was really funny, but I forgot it.
Oh, I don't know. So anyway, the she comes up to me finally, like halfway through, and she's like, I just have to tell you, and I'm like, oh, here it comes. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you look just like my ex-husband, and I thought that was pretty funny. So we took her friend took a picture of us, and then she sent it to her ex-husband. I was like, well, that's just weird. Oh well. I was hoping to be like, you're really handsome, and like, would you like to go on a date sometime? What'd you say, Ryan?
It doesn't happen in the movies.
I know it never happens. That'll probably, yeah.
I mean, I get plenty of people.
However, like Mark said, because I told Mark the story, he called when he called from Michigan. He said, well, at least she must have thought a guy that looked like you was attractive. I'm like, well, that's a good point. He's like, did you ask her out? I'm like, no. Chickened out. It's been too long, man. I haven't. I'm not in quote unquote the game anymore. What's the matter, Goose?
Dad, she's getting married.
No, she's divorced. She had a little girl. About your age. She has no husband. She needs a husband.
But she was at a wedding.
It doesn't necessarily
But
mean
most women don't need 6 more children. Yes, Ryan, what?
she's talking about.
No, she wasn't married. She was divorced.
Yeah, I guess it was
This was not the wedding. It wasn't her wedding that I was at. It was somebody else's wedding. What, Ryan?
so now it's time to listen to 2 horrifying true stories of people being stalked in the woods.
Oh, those Ryan, why do you listen to those horrible things?
Because
He likes listening to horror stories on YouTube.
Corpse husband, he's awesome.
Most of them aren't real.
That's what I'm going to be doing on my channel, reading these kind of stories.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know how you don't like them.
This one's so.
It makes me think. I'm like,
All right, I'm gonna have to get gas. This thing's like running low. I think we should be able to get the rest of these on the trailer. Maybe we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I think we're gonna have to make 2 trips. Anyway, so I thought that was a funny story and an odd happening. I should have asked her out. It's too chicken. My brain just doesn't think that way, you know. I'm kind of like, oh.
Tomato box this fall.
Yeah, I got it. I caught it though. Silly tomato boxes. I'm too chicken. I just am. I don't. It's like I think it's not. First of all, it's way too soon. Like I mean, literally, we're not even done signing our divorce papers. My ex-wife, soon-to-be ex-wife, is still. She just finished the paperwork that we need to have and filed it with the court. And I got back my copy yesterday. So now we have to wait till the judge calls us in and either tells us we're crazy and have to change all this and this and this and this, or that they'll just grant the dissolution and we'll move on with our lives. But it's too early. It's too early. And that would be kind of like a rebound relationship, and those never work. So I'm not I'm not in it for that. I'm one of those people that Yes, Violet, what do you need to tell me, honey?
This one's so good.
What?
Use Johnny.
What happened?
This one says accuse Johnny for that one horror movie that scared.
What are you talking about?
You know that one show where they
Yeah, the horror movie? What about it?
So
Yeah.
for me,
And they're being silly?
yeah, you know,
Ugh. Don't ever watch that movie, Violet. I'm telling you. I can't believe Peep watched that movie.
what movie?
The Shining.
I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah, don't.
I don't do
It's
horror
not.
movies.
Yeah,
I
I
do
don't. I
stories.
really don't like. I don't like horror movies. Never have. Like even like Oblivion was really hard for me to play. I loved Oblivion, but it had a little bit of a horror. I know most of you are probably like, "What?" That's how sensitive I am to it, though.
Graphics, his plan is really cheap.
Yeah, I don't play Call of Duty Zombies. I don't do anything. I don't like zombie games. I did watch Tobuscus play the Walking Dead, but I couldn't do the. What happened?
I was trying to minimize Steam and I accidentally double clicked on the
Oh,
game and
okay.
launched it.
So anyway, I'm just not that kind of person. I don't know. I'm not looking to meet somebody just to meet somebody. Like I really don't like that whole. I don't like the fact that we raise our kids that way either. Like, oh, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend. I'm like, that's not. You're not building relationships that are going to last. There's no reason that an 8-year-old should have a girlfriend or boyfriend, in my personal opinion. I don't. I think it's cute if they like each other or whatever, but that's as far as it needs to go. You don't officialize that. They're just kids, you know. Just be friends with everybody.
As you know, kids make mistakes.
Of course,
Kids make bad mistakes.
bad
Adults make bad mistakes. It's like, you know, it's bad enough to being an adult. Oh, how did I miss all these? What, Violet?
Dad,
What?
it's real when somebody married a person younger than them.
Yeah, people can marry people younger than them. That does happen.
Like the husband.
Sometimes the husband's younger, yes. It's kind of weird to you. Yeah, it's a little weird to me too, but especially when it's like a 25-year-old girl and a 95-year-old man that they're just marrying for money. In most cases. We've run into some of those relationships too. Like I've seen some really weird things at weddings before. Like 95-year-old man, 25-year-old woman. It's like, that's a little odd, but I've seen
The
it.
question is just how does that happen?
I don't know. I don't know. Occasionally it really is love, probably, but I don't know. That's just really weird.
Phil's got some interesting cases.
Yeah. Like I have a friend. He's the girl he married is I think almost 10 years older than he is, and it works. They have a great relationship. They really are. They've been happily married for a long time. And
How old are you, by the way?
huh? How old am I? 42.
So that means
Mom's only
Michael
41.
Sweet is 11 years old.
Michael Sweet
Yeah,
is 11 years older than me.
53.
Wow. And he's still skinny and can sing.
He's still doing music and he still has his voice.
I can't believe. Yeah, he's got a pretty high voice. That's amazing that he's.
And he can still sing all the stuff he does on the album.
And he's an amazing guitar player. If you like metal.
This sounds bad.
Yeah, I guess we have 2 more trailer loads. So I'm going to go ahead and run this up. Obviously, it takes forever to get up there. It's now moving on to be 7 o'clock in the evening. So we're not going to finish this up till night.
One rule. Don't marry closer if you know it will go well.
If you know it's going to go well, then you marry them. Yeah, for sure. But if it's not going to go well, steer clear. Like any girl that would marry a guy that's already yelling at her and stuff before they get married, just stay away from that relationship. You know, it's like if a guy's yelling at a girl, it's not appropriate. Yeah, so I'm just not that kind of person. I don't want a girlfriend just to have a girlfriend. If I'm going to be dating somebody, it's because I'm seriously interested in them, and that probably will never happen, honestly. Mommy, yeah, she looks pretty rough. Mommy's still pretty, but she looks rough because she's living a rough lifestyle, and it shows in her face. It's crazy. Like I've had people that saw her that haven't seen her for a while, and they're like, "She looks terrible. Like, is she sick?" I'm like, nope. That's what pot does to somebody. Her eyes are all sunken in, and she looks like a drug addict. It's crazy.
Doesn't look like one, she is.
Well, she is one, yeah. Well, that's because the auntie's been doing it a lot longer. Yeah, they just look bad. Like they look tired and worn out and like unhealthy skinny. Like I mean, she still isn't skinny, but she looks bad. I'm just like, wow, it's crazy. Her skin just looks terrible. It's like all kind of ruddy looking and red. It's like, wow, you have no idea what you're doing to yourself. It's very sad. You know, I've told her, and of course she doesn't listen to me because it's, you know, but I've told her, I'm like, you need to get help. You know, it's like it's not just me. You have a problem, and you need to take care of it. And she's like, no, I got everything under control. And I'm like, that's what all alcoholics say. I mean, they all think they have it under control, but they don't. But she doesn't listen to me, and I've talked to her dad a little bit about it and said, you know, if you could, but she won't listen to him either. So I don't know who she'll listen to. Everybody that tries to talk to her about it, she pushes away. So